What's good people? Welcome back to Whole Views. Thank you for clicking that thumbnail. My name is Corey, and today we're going to be talking about the surprises of 2022. We did the disappointments. Now let's look at the things that surprised us, even if they should not have. Before jumping directly into the list, I want to encourage people to subscribe to the channel and check out more videos. We do different types of videos, mainly based on movies, but sometimes it's firearms, sometimes it's products. We just have a wide range of things we like to come and talk about, and we love to get comments. In the comment section this time, let us know what surprised you. Just hit you out of left field. You didn't know that this was coming, or you didn't think something would be as good as it turned out to be. Let's get to it. Number 5 is Andor. Now, Andor is one that should not surprise many people because we saw those trailers and we knew that show would be great. But I personally was coming off of the Book of Boba Fett, and I was personally very let down by that show. So when I saw the first trailer, I was very impressed. I said, yeah, this does look like a high quality television production. But I still didn't trust it because I knew that Boba Fett also looked good in trailers, and I was anticipating that one as well. And it turned out to not be nearly as good as what I wanted to. So I had my expectations set very low for Andor. And I was very surprised at how good it was. I didn't do a wrap-up video, but I must say here that Andor is easily the most well-made Star Wars property that we've gotten outside of Rogue One and The Last Jedi. Just looks so great. The scope of it is good. The performances are cinematic. Like, they are top-notch performances when we talk about the episodes that we get from week to week. So yes, Andor was amazing, and I did not expect it to be that good, and it really blew my socks off as far as how good it was. Number 4 on my list would be Bullet Train. Now, I did a trailer reaction for Bullet Train as well, and in that trailer reaction, the main theme of it was, is this something that you would pay for? So Bullet Train did go to the theaters in my area. I did have several opportunities to go and watch it. I passed on it. And then when it went to Netflix shortly after, I was like, ooh, it's on Netflix already? That's not a good sign. So I passed on it. My producer, who was very high on the movie, he encouraged me several different times. Man, you need to take a look at it. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. I would put it in my top 5 of the year if I was making a list. And I said, man, me and his sensibilities are so close that I decided, you know what, I'll give it a shot and I'll watch the movie. I didn't do a movie review, but I'll do a quick one now. Bullet Train was amazing. I give it an 8.4 out of 10 on my little scale. You can check the description for the breakdown of the numbers and how I came up with that. But there are 3 easy reasons as to why this movie is so good in my opinion. Number 1 is the story. The story does take a little while to get started, but once it gets started, you give it a little time and it'll grab you. Within 15 minutes, you'll find yourself wanting to know more about all the different players involved. And by the time all the cards have been set up, you have a really, really good setup for a very fun and interesting ride. Number 2 is his execution. The visuals as well as like the fight choreography was so good. All the performances were good. The funny notes were funny. The tense moments were tense, and all the action, even when they get to the big set pieces at the end, are very well executed and stylized thematically throughout, and I just really enjoyed the way all that, the visual theme came together with the movie. And the third reason why it's a very good movie is very simple. Most movies drop the ball and the third act falls off. This movie actually gets better and better as it progresses, and the third act kind of blew me away, which is not what most movies do. So this is why Bullet Train was a very good movie, and it was surprising because I did not feel like it was going to be good. I did not feel like it was worth the price of admission just looking at the first few trailers. But I was wrong, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Number 3 on my list would be Prey. Now, Prey is a movie that actually came out right around the same time as Bullet Train, and I watched Prey the morning of on Hulu. I watched the Comanche version, and I rewatched it in the English version with my wife. Like, it was a very, very good movie. I was making my top movies of the year list. Prey is very close to being on that, but I didn't put it on that. But I am putting it here because I knew Prey was coming. A lot of us knew Prey was coming. We saw the little clips of the Native Americans fighting a predator, and we knew it was going to be a predator movie. But I did not think it would be as good as it was. Just very good storytelling, real cohesive. It made sense inside that Alien versus Predator or Alien universe or Predator universe, wherever they're going to put this movie. This was a good one, especially coming off 2 stinkers that were the previous 2 Predator movies. Just weren't really that good. This one, really good, really, really good, surprisingly so. So I was happy with that movie. It was in there for contender of, top movies of the year, but I kind of left it off my list. And who knows, I haven't finalized that list yet. I might end up sneaking it in there. Number 2 on my list would be Wednesday. Now, Wednesday came out on Netflix in November. I think it was the week of Thanksgiving break or the week of Thanksgiving, and I really enjoyed that show. I knew it was coming, and I had been knowing it was coming for a while. I knew Jenna Ortega was attached for a while. I remember even hearing her name for Scream 5 at the beginning of this year, 2022. And I knew she was going to be, in Wednesday. I knew when the original actor who was cast to be the dad, he passed away. They announced Luis Guzman, and I was like, okay, I don't know how that's going to work. But after the show dropped and it all came together, I was like, yo, this thing is actually very good. It's not like I ever really doubted the property. I just didn't think that it would catch on as well as it caught on with massive audiences, as well as I just didn't expect myself to like it as much as I did. I have no connection to the old Addams Family properties and the older films. This is not really my genre with the gothic type of theme to it, the witches and the monsters and the spells and all that stuff. That's normally not my bag, but this show was a very good show, and I was locked in after about 3 episodes. Jenna Ortega blew me away. I started taking notes on her performances after we got to episode 4. It was very, very good show. It was wrapped up very nicely, and I'm actually looking forward to a season 2. With the numbers that it's doing on Netflix, there's no doubt in my mind that a season 2 is going to be fast-tracked. I just hope that it's the same quality and can catch on, because Netflix needs another series to kind of carry the torch as Stranger Things gets phased out and other things are blossoming. Wednesday could be a nice, good addition as long as Jenna Ortega is willing to do it. So yeah, didn't think it would be that good, but it was that good. Number 1 on my list, and this is only because I'm a huge anime fan, has to be Chainsaw Man. Listen, I started doing watch alongs for Chainsaw Man, but I stopped. And I stopped because my views, each time that I was posting a video, the views would go less and less and less. And I'm like, I'm doing a lot of work to make this happen. I'm watching the show in an uncomfortable setting just so I can be on camera to catch the reactions. I didn't feel like it was worth it. But that didn't stop me from watching the show. I just actually finished episode 10. I do believe the run is gonna end in about 2 weeks with episodes 11 and 12. And listen, I didn't know that the show was coming at all. And it's the show that I like the most this year as far as anime or animated anything is concerned. The only reason that I even knew that this show exists is because I'm plugged into a network of anime people on Instagram, like people who do cosplay or they make memes and they talk about different animes. They all started chattering about Chainsaw Man at the same time. So I started looking and trying to find it. And when I actually found it, I was like, yo, this feels very much like Demon Slayer. And then very shortly after, you learn the nature of the characters involved with the show. And it's not at all like Demon Slayer. The only thing that's similar is you have a group of humans that hunt monsters. Outside of that, the similarities end, and this show really stands on its own. Whole different niche of people will be into Chainsaw Man that aren't into Demon Slayer, and I think it also works the opposite way. There will be a lot of people who are into Demon Slayer for the way it's drawn, for the themes, for the honor that the characters hold, and the mission that they're on there is just not present at all in Chainsaw Man. It's very different, thematically, generally, people hunting monsters, cool, that's similar. Everything else is very different, and it's very refreshing to get something that's new and, again, very different from something that I'm akin to with Demon Slayer. So yeah, I was very pleased with that. It's the biggest shocker of the year to me. I just, like I said, finished episode 10 and I was mouth on the floor, y'all, just blown away at how fast things changed on that show. And I'm looking forward to the wrap up and seeing where things get left off, because I'm more than certain they're gonna get another episode or another season, mind you. So that is where I land with my surprises. I didn't know that Chainsaw Man was coming at all. That's why it's the biggest surprise. Not saying that it's better than anything else on this list. Just a lot of the things on this list I had a feeling would be good, but not nearly as good as they turned out to be. Let me know what surprised you in 2022. And that's all we have for this one, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.